In the late 19th century, the world was beginning to glow at night for the first time in history. Cities that had once gone dark after sunset were now flickering with electric light. Factories were extending work hours. Streets were safer. Electricity was no longer a laboratory curiosity, it was becoming civilization's new bloodstream. And at the very center of this transformation stood two very different men, Thomas Alva Edison and Nikola Tesla. Their conflict would become one of the most famous rivalries in the history of science and technology, often called as the War of Currents. Thomas Alva Edison was already a celebrity when the story began. He was practical, relentless, business minded, and extraordinarily hardworking. He held hundreds of patents. He had improved the light bulb and built entire electrical systems around it. He believed in the direct current, electricity that flows steadily in one direction. DC worked well for short distances. It could power light bulbs in nearby buildings, but it had a serious limitation. It could not travel far without losing strength. That meant power plants had to be built every few blocks in a city. That was expensive and inefficient. Enters Nikola Tesla. Tesla was very different. Tall, intense, elegant, and deeply imaginative, he thought in pictures. He could visualize machines fully formed in his mind. He did not need to sketch much. He could see rotating magnetic fields in his head. Where Edison was methodical and commercially driven, Tesla was visionary and almost philosophical. Tesla believed in alternating current or AC, electricity that changes direction many times per second. AC could be easily transformed to high voltages for long distance transmission and then reduced to safe levels for home use. It could travel miles without losing power. This was revolutionary. At first, Tesla worked for Edison. When he arrived in America in 1884, he joined Edison's company. There is a famous story, whether fully accurate or not, we don't know exactly. But it's a story that Edison promised Tesla a large bonus if he improved the DC system. Tesla worked tirelessly and claimed to have succeeded. When he asked for payment, Edison allegedly laughed and said, "You don't understand American humor." Tesla resigned. That moment marked the beginning of something larger than a personal disagreement. It became a battle over the future of electricity. Tesla soon partnered with George Westinghouse, an industrialist who saw the power of alternate current. Westinghouse began promoting Tesla's AC system as superior to Edison's DC system. Edison did not take this lightly. He launched a campaign to prove that alternate current was dangerous. He publicly electrocuted animals using alternate current to demonstrate its supposed risk. He supported the use of alternate current in the first electric chair execution, hoping that if people associated alternate current with death, they would reject it. This was not merely scientific debate, it was business warfare. Newspapers became battlefields. Pamphlets warned of deadly currents. Investors watched nervously. But physics was not on Edison's side. Alternate current was simply better for large scale power distribution. It could light entire cities from distant power plants. It could cross rivers and mountains. The turning point came in 1893 when Tesla and Westinghouse won the contract to illuminate the Chicago World's Fair using alternate current power. Millions of visitors walked under the glowing lights powered by Tesla's system. It was spectacular. It was undeniable. Soon after, Tesla's alternate current system was used to harness the massive power of Niagara Falls, transmitting electricity miles away to Buffalo, New York. It was a symbolic victory. Humanity using a waterfall to power distant cities. Edison eventually lost the battle of currents. Alternate current became the global standard. But the story is not simple good versus evil. Edison was not a villain. He was a brilliant engineer and entrepreneur. He created systems, not just inventions. Without him, electrification might have been delayed by years. Tesla, too, was not a flawless hero. He was often impractical. He struggled financially. He invested time and energy into grand ideas like wireless global power transmission, which were far ahead of their time and commercially unviable. The deeper conflict between them was not just about electricity, it was about two different visions of science. Edison believed in incremental improvement, commercial practicality, and market dominance. Tesla believed in bold leaps, elegant theory, and the beauty of natural laws. One built empires, and the other dreamed of global transformation. Philosophically, their conflict represents a recurring tension in human progress: the engineer versus the visionary, the businessman versus the idealist, control versus imagination. In the end, alternate current won. Today, almost all the long distance electrical transmission uses AC. The wires that power your home carry Tesla's idea. Yet, Edison's legacy survives too, in recorded sound, motion pictures, industrial research labs, and the model of corporate innovation. All of them are Edison's legacy. History tends to romanticize Tesla as the misunderstood genius and criticize Edison as ruthless. But reality is more complex. Both were products of an age when electricity was reshaping civilization. Both were ambitious, both were brilliant. The war of currents was not merely about which wire to use, it was about how modernity itself would be built. And every time a city lights up at night, it quietly echoes that old battle, the clash between steady current and alternating waves, between two minds who changed the world in very different ways. Please like the video and do share it and do subscribe to the Nerd. Thank you so much for listening.